Hello everyone, sorry to not have done a video sooner. Here is the situation. I have to work as most of people. I have to work. For the people who don't know me and who have never watched one of my videos, my job is not doing videos on YouTube. I'm selling vintage items, home decor, women accessories items online mostly. Sometimes I have people coming to see me, but most of the time it's online. And lately the US government, I suppose that it's a federal decision, they added a sales tax between the states. Before we were paying the sales tax only in our state, for example in California. For me, for example, if someone lives in California and buys online something which is sold in Virginia or in New York or whatever, another state, usually before we used to not have to pay the tax, the sales tax on that, because it was outside of our state. Now there is a new law which makes the tax, the sales tax, working also on the items that we buy from another state. It's a catastrophe for the sellers who are selling online. So the applicable sales tax is the sales tax of the state where the object is going to go. So I cannot know all the rates because it depends on the state. Anyway, it adds at least around 10% on the price of the object that I am selling, and it happened in November, and in November my sales went down and same thing in December, which is very surprising because just before Christmas usually I sell a lot. February it started going a little up. I had to lower my prices to compensate the tax, and I had to work, chiefly I had to work twice more than usually online to compensate the loss. As everybody, I need to eat, and I had to work more and more. Another thing, soon, in a few months, not in a very long time, in 2-3 months, I will have to go back to see my lawyer to start the process of my extension of stay again. Yes, it's almost 2 years already, and I have to sort my papers because I don't want to arrive in the situation when I go to see my lawyer when it's a mess in my papers, in my paperwork. I want to be able to find everything right away, easy, and most of the things fortunately are online. It's very easy for me to find on my computer my files, but there are some things which can be hidden in a file, in a paper file, and I want to be prepared. So that's why I had to not do my video. Believe me, I would prefer doing my videos, because for me doing videos it's fun. Unfortunately in life we cannot always do what is fun and put aside what is annoying, unfortunately. So it meant that I didn't really listen to music, except when in the evening I watch the 70s show where there is a lot of 70s music because it's the subject of the TV show, of the series. So I hear a lot of music there, but beside this I was not listening to any music. Why? Not because I didn't want to, it's just that when I listen to music I cannot really work in the same time. I cannot focus because my attention goes to the music and not on what I'm doing. Just to let you know that I will continue my videos, but with a little more space between each of them because of that. So I hope that you will forgive me. I'm not forgetting you. I don't plan to stop my videos. It's just that life goes on and things happen, and I have to be serious. My next video will be on the show that I attended at Bolender, and I will explain to you a few things which happened in the show. I had a lot of questions in mind by going to the show. The show was great, but I had a lot of questions in my mind. I will talk about that in my next video. I didn't say that I was going to stop talking about music. No. I will continue talking about music, of course. What my life would be without music. So the reason why I decided to take care of these files is, as I was saying, because my visa arrives soon and I have to do it. I want to be able to find my papers easily. A woman asked me to explain how I was doing and to give advice about papers. So I'm talking here about papers, about bills, bank statements, things like that. Try to do as much as possible digital, online. If you can avoid to receive a bill, if you can just receive an email instead, do it, because really it simplifies the life. Now I don't pay the electricity when I receive my paper bill. I go directly to LADWP and I pay my bill online and no paper involved anymore. It's very important, not only for the mess that it creates when we have too many papers in our home, but also for the environment. If we can avoid creating more papers, it's much better. The only thing that I continue to receive in paper are my bank statements from my usual accounts, not for the credit cards, everything online. I don't receive papers anymore, but just for my bank statements, because I have a business. I want to have everything in front of me, and also to do my accountancy. It's easier for me, because I've been used like that, to have my bank statements in paper in front of me. But that's me. If you don't have a business, if you don't do your accountancy, if you cannot care less about what is going on your bank account, which I don't recommend, I suggest that you even avoid the bank statements in paper. If you can avoid them, it's even better. So this is to lower the level of papers in your home. Then take all the files you have. You can't imagine, for my credit cards, I don't understand what happened. I had files in my cabinet in my shop. I had files in my home, here, there, in that room. I don't know what I did. I had these papers for my credit cards spread all over my home and my shop. Not only my home, but my shop too. So I don't understand why I did that like that, what happened, or maybe what didn't happen. Maybe I didn't take the time to simply put the things together. I don't know what happened. I don't want that to happen ever again. So when I put everything on the bed, why the bed? Because first I thought about Marie Kondo, who recommends it. Second, I thought she recommends the bed, but at the beginning I was thinking, oh, if only I had a big table where I can put all my files, I could visualize what I have. And then I thought, why a table? I don't have a big table, empty table that I can use just for that. So I thought, why a table? Why not my bed? That's what Marie Kondo says in her book. So I thought, okay, nobody's coming to sleep in this bed for now, so I'm going to make use of this bed. At least it will be useful to something. It allowed me to visualize what I had, the quantity, and I was actually surprised by a very positive way, because I really thought that it was way worse than what I have. So good. And when I know that I will probably be able to throw or to shred about 75% of what I have here on my bed, I'm very happy. Okay, so this is basically what I did. That was my son's bed, and now it's not used for now. Maybe in June I will have some visit, but for now nobody is sleeping in this bed. So basically I put all my files on the bed. I sorted them by topics. It's not all. Here I have all what concerns my work, all what concerns my work which are not bills. These are files much more personal, like for example, when I was talking with Ron through emails before I came to the US, I kept all that. So that is more sentimental aspects. That's Jim Morrison, when I was talking with Rainer Modman, who wrote several books about the Doors. And here are all my wages in France when I was working as an employee and many other things. And here, yes, all that concerns my work in France. So there are things that I keep, for example, all my exhibitions, yes, tests that I did for Rougier Play. And same thing, this continue my book, about my book, my publisher. Everything which is here concerns Paris. That is not an emergency. What I must tackle the most urgent is here, that. I thought it would be a catastrophe. It's not. I worked on 2 files already. The cat is on the spot where there were 2 other files. Hello, cat. Hello, Bruce. He's sleeping. I don't want to disturb him. So I already did the file for all the utilities like phone, electricity, cell phone, gas for the home, I mean. And I already did all the files with all the invoices for my work or personal invoices. So I already tackled 2 files. I started with what was the easiest. Everything which is underneath the files underneath there, it's not mine, it belongs to my son, my youngest son. He didn't take all his stuff yet. You see there are a lot of things on the desk that I'm going to put in a box because all this belongs to him. Not all. For example, the sewing machine is mine, but there are many things which belongs to him, and I am going to prepare a box and put everything which is his in this box so he will be able to sort everything in his home. Understand that I have all these papers, a lot of papers, first because I have a business. If you don't have a business, if you work in a job where you have wages and you don't have a business and you don't have immigration situation and you are American or whatever, you live in your own country, you won't have as many papers as I have. Understand that I have a lot of papers because I have a business, because I have an immigration situation, and because I brought all my French papers with me here. So it's like if I have a double life plus a business plus an immigration situation, which makes a lot of papers. So now I have a system. When I receive some mails, 90% of what I receive, I don't mean email, I mean post office mail, in my mailbox outside. 90% what I receive is advertising, things that I didn't ask for. And you can't imagine how many papers I throw every day. It's a scandal. I think it's a shame. It's a shame because we shouldn't have to receive that. I've asked so many times to stop sending me all this stuff and I still continue to receive it. It's a mess. But sometimes I receive one thing, or for example, I ordered something, there is a bill, maybe I want to keep the bill, in the case I would return, or in the case I would like to know how much I paid for it and I want to keep it. So I have 2 things close to my desk. It's these 2 files. So they are plastic files, so you can take whatever you want, and they are like that. So for example, the green one is the serious one. And so I have bank credits. I don't receive credits paper anymore, except if they need to send me something specific. Insurance, usual bills. When I say usual bills, it's electricity, phone, gas. Taxes, EDD payroll, and at the end I have the lawyer papers. The other one is much more fun. It's personal bills. I mean, if I, for example, if I order this sweater, I receive a bill, I put it here. Car repairs. I'm not using my car right now, so I basically don't have papers about that anymore. Work YAL, so everything which is related to my work and doesn't go in the other category. Medical, health, my son, everything related to him. If I receive something which concerns him, I put it here. And works, and at the end, yes, it's something which is not exactly my work, but which is kind of related to my work anyway. These things, I have them near my desk because every day when I receive a letter and I need to put it somewhere, I put it here. Once this thing is full, it goes in the other files. So it makes the thing easier to manage. To come back to my sorting thing for the woman who asked me how to do so. You put all your files like that on a table, on a bed, in a place or on the floor, somewhere where you know that you can let them. I do one file at a time. I mean, for example, let's say, for example, tomorrow I take the file, for example, insurance, and I look at everything which is in there, and I keep only what is important and useful and that I know that I could need it later, and I throw the rest. I tear the papers. If it's something which is very personal with account numbers or names or address or things which could be stolen, I shred the papers. And I plan to do that for each file. And every time I finish a file, I put it back in the cabinet in my shop, and it's there. Usually I barely use these files. I keep all that just in case my lawyer would ask for it, IRS would ask for it, or I need it for whatever reason, because I don't know. I remember one day the franchise tax board asked me a question about something that I would have paid like 6 years ago. Fortunately, I had kept all the bank statements and I could check what I did, so I was able to answer to them. That's the point. It's just for the information. Unfortunately, when you have a business, there are a lot of papers that you need to keep just in case. Believe me, I would prefer throwing everything away and not care about it, but unfortunately, I cannot do that. If you do it that way, at a point, everything will be sorted. If you need something right away, you will find it right away. It will be easy to find, and you won't have to worry anymore about the mail arriving. When the mail arrives in your mailbox, you must take it every day and throw what you have to throw right away every day, and put here what you have to keep. It's rare that I have something to keep. Most of the time it's advertising that I have to throw away. If it's a coupon, I put it in my bag just in case I would need it. I rarely use coupon, except at CVS. It happens that I use coupon, Target also, but usually I don't. It's very rare that I put something in here, but just in case I put it here. And once this is full, maybe every 6 months, I put these papers back in their files. So basically that's how I do. I wanted to handle the paper situation for once and for all. And I think that it's a good way to do. If I was not working every day on my business, I could do that in 1 week. It would be done. I don't need so much time. But because I'm working on a business and I cannot do only that, it will take probably more time. And I recommend that you go digital and online as much as possible. That simplifies life. I pay all my bills online. I never send a check anymore. Everything is online. That's perfect. And it's much faster. Even the taxes I pay online. Except for the franchise tax board, because on TurboTax sometimes there is a technical problem and I have to send a check. But all the other bills online. No, actually the franchise tax board lately I could pay online. No, I can pay online now. Yes, they did a new thing on their website. It's much better. Not that I love the franchise tax board, but it's much better. Okay, I'm sorry for the people who are on my channel only for music. I promised this viewer to talk about it, so I hope that it helped you. The people who are interested in that, I hope that it helped you. And I'm sorry for the people who are here for music. Next video will be about music. If you have any questions or if there is something you didn't understand, please comment, ask a question. I will answer as fast as I can, and usually it's rather fast. Thank you for watching. If you arrived until here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you in my next one, which will be about music. Okay, bye.